Friday Night Gas, the podcast with Gas.
What's happening, guys, and welcome to Friday Night Gas, the podcast with Gas. I am, as always, your happy and humble host, Jamie, FPL Jesus, and I'm here with Lum. Lum isn't actually here because, unlike other shows we've done, Lum is actually
here,
live and next to me in Blackpool. We didn't even need to hit a subscriber milestone to get to this point. Lum, welcome to the podcast with Gas. For real.
For reals?
For reals.
I can see it.
There's a setup and everything.
There's a setup, there's a mic, there's things,
there's
cameras, screens, there's a light. Professional.
Lum is here for a weekend because we're all out on the piss. Some of the lads that are in the Football League have come up for the weekend. We're all going to go out, all going to get mashed up. There's going to be videos, pictures that are going to be in the next video after this. But Lum, before we even get to that point, football's back.
It's back.
It's back. Football is back.
It happened.
There was things.
There was goals.
There was sendings off.
There was.
There was.
Who was sent off?
A player.
Yeah!
For Burnley, that guy. So you're joining us on our journey as we go through FPL, also looking at the transfers that we may make, we might not make, but also looking at how we've done in the league every week for the next 37 weeks. We've got 37 left?
37 left.
37 left. So, Lum, let's have a look at the weekly table.
There it is.
There we are. There is the table. As you can see, Aaron Perrin, number 1 European Tour Aston Villa Football Club, gets the Manager of the Week award. Way!
I'm not doing that for him. Got lucky one week.
Yeah, Pez having players come off the bench helped him. I did have a screenshot of his team, but thought, fuck it, I'm not going to keep it in the edit. So
Yeah, it's not worth it.
no, it's not worth
He would
it.
eventually go to his place.
Yeah, most definitely. This is probably the highest he will be all season. Doesn't stop him from being gassed to the fucking nines.
Oh yeah.
I might even include like a screenshot of something he said below here somewhere.
Some gas.
Number 2 is Reece Banks. Number 3, another gas man with gas and extra gas, Ashley Bates. Number 4, we've got Andrew Deakin, who's there or thereabouts usually, but I'm sure that auto pick that he used this season seems to have paid off.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah, top 4. Number 5, yours truly, Balumi is gay, Jamie Shields. Number 6, we've got Deltoids Assemble, Joe McMillan. Number 7, we've got Backstreet Boys, Riley Shields. Number 8, we've got Lum's Tiny Balls, which I keep reading as Lust in My Balls.
That's what Frankie has for me.
Number 9, we've got Jacko FC. Again, original Jacko. Sort your fucking names out, will you, please?
Be Lee FC next week.
Lee FC, won't it? Then we've got number 10.
Me.
I like to
play.
Apparently not.
Not last week. I was giving everyone a head start after last season. I was too good.
Number 11, Belong United, Big G. Then we've got number 12, Taylor. Is that Taylor Bates? Taylor Bates.
Second team.
But yeah, Ashley Bates, his second team. He says it's his son, 100% his second team. Probably his real team, to be fair. Taylor's probably sitting in 4th.
More than likely.
Under that, we've got Sean Jackson at 13th, and then 14th. No surprise at all. My brother, the youngest, the backward sperm of the family. Let's try FC, Ben.
But he's trying this year.
He's trying this year, apparently, trying to be bottom.
he's succeeding.
Yeah, massively. So Manager of the Week goes to Aaron Perrin, absolute gas man of the award, gas man of the week award basically goes to Pez. But we need to talk about Sean Jackson, the Mazza of the week. Mazza of the week. Mazza. Sean Jackson for his triple captaining of Harry Kane,
who's no longer here,
who didn't play, went to Bayern Munich and actually played the same day that Spurs were playing. Which was fucking hilarious. Yeah. Which meant that Sean Jackson's triple captain was Nick Pope.
wasted.
Staggering 6 points. 6 points.
6 points.
6 triple captain points.
6 triple captain points in game week 1.
In game week 1. Yet, he still didn't end up bottom at the end of the week. I don't know how he's gone and done it. He's actually gone past my brother. And he's sitting second from bottom. So regardless of getting the Mazza of the Week award, have I got an award here? There we are. Sean, Mazza of the Week award. He's not actually the worst manager of the week.
Surprising.
Mental. So as it stands then, week 1, we've got Pez at the top, Ben at the bottom, and everybody else in the Pez and Ben sandwich.
That's how we like it.
Nah, couldn't sound gay if I tried then. With that said, let's have a look at our teams, possibly what we're doing and anything that we can do to change our teams and possible transfers we think you should be making. There we are. There's my team, 77 points. And that's with John Stones not playing and Tyrone Mings being injured straight away. That's not bad, that.
That's alright.
No, got 0 points in defence still.
Alright.
No, that's alright. So happy with my 77 points. Obviously, the bulk of the points coming from the Arsenal lads. Ollie Watkins getting on the score sheet. João Pedro and Haaland. Sorry, Ollie Watkins getting on with the assist. João Pedro, Haaland banging, as we all knew he would, captain. And a clean sheet from Luke Shaw. So relatively happy with that 77 points. Possible transfers. Now this is where I'm in a bit of a bind here, because not only have I got Tyrone Mings, but I've got John Stones.
So
either way, I'm fucked.
you got to take one of them out.
One of them has to go.
Stones will come back quicker because Mings is out for a while. But City's rotation risks. I don't know. I'd move Stones along. You haven't got Chilwell, like you've got put there, Chilwell. But you've missed the boat.
I've missed the boat.
Because of the money.
I can't afford Chilwell now.
Because Stones dropped in price.
I didn't make my transfer quick enough. No.
Slept on it.
No. So that leaves me with either Mings to Rico Henry, Stones to Chilwell, but this is the one that I've been umming and ahhing all week. Been looking at it. Rashford to Maddison. After Maddison's opening day double assist, one of them was really fucking suspect as an assist, but he just looks really good in the Spurs shirt.
Yeah, Maddison. Everything's going through him, so yeah, he looks like a really good transfer. I mean, I'm looking at him for someone in my team. We won't spoil anything just yet, but yeah, he's definitely one I've got my eye on at the moment. Everything seems to go through him. Whether Spurs score as many goals as usual without Kane being there, but it looks like if they're going to go and score goals, Maddison's going to be a part of it, so it's points every week, isn't it?
That's why I was looking at Madders. Rashford didn't look very good at all playing through the middle, but we do know Rashford banged in over 30 goals last season. Højlund's obviously coming soon. I don't know when.
3 weeks.
Just like he seems his injury date keeps getting put back and back and back. Martial might get fit at some point. Jadon Sancho came on, he looked electric. Rashi seems to be the one that potentially might have to go for the amount that he is. I could get a much cheaper player, free up some funds, put some money back in my absolutely decimated defence, and maybe go from there.
Yeah.
I'm glad you agree.
Yeah, yeah.
Talking
So you need to do something about one of the defenders, yeah, because you've got no defenders.
So this week, this is where I'm looking at this week. So Rashford's going to stay for this week against Tottenham. However, I may look at moving him on to Maddison, depending on how United perform against Spurs tomorrow. But something's going to have to give with that defence. And as I can't now get Chilwell, I might have to look at somewhere else. So it's either Mings out for Henry, or it's going to be Stones out for a potential 5 million defender. Could be some of the new Chelsea boys. So what the Chelsea lad that you were looking at?
Gusto.
Melo Gusto. Say it with some passion. Melo Gusto.
Yeah, because with Reece James being out, Gusto looks like he could be starting at that right back position. He's 4 million. He's attacking as well. So
he looks like the Aldi version of Reece James too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
He's definitely something you could look at until James gets fit for another 45 minutes and then gets injured again.
And with Chelsea having all these good fixtures coming up as well, if he does play in that position, then it's a really easy route for £4 million to go straight into the Chelsea defence.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Yep.
So that's where I'm at. So it's going to be a defensive transfer, not 100% sure, but definitely going to stick with the team that I've got there on the pitch. Obviously without Tyrone Mings, so whoever comes in for Tyrone Mings will potentially play the next game. Looking at my bench, not going to start Areola. Not going to start Stones. Like I say, Stones might be coming out, Mings might be coming out. We'll see where the funds are best spent. Luton with Kabore, not yet, not a chance, although he looked tidy at the start of the season.
Yeah. It's just Luton's defence is just not going to be keeping that many clean sheets.
No.
Could get some attacking returns if Luton can start. I mean, they only scored a penalty, didn't they? So maybe target other promoted teams, maybe like a Sheffield United or an Everton or something like that, because I don't think they're going to be great this season, but we'll see.
So that's Kabore, might be starting, and Anderson for Newcastle. As much as I do like the kid, he was electric pre-season, more of an enabler. Probably not going to start him either, especially when Newcastle have got Man City tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. So that is my team. Lum, the floor is yours. 68 points.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but could have been better. But I think the team's set up for the future. I've got Chilwell, which you want, but you can't have. The only one I'm really worried about is
Daddy Chill.
Daddy no. It's Foden, really. I know Gabriel didn't start, but I do think he will come back into the team, so I'm just going to sit on that one. Probably not going to make any changes this week, but Foden's potentially one that could come out for Maddison because of the same money. Yeah, I think that's with City's rotation. I mean, I'm not even sure Foden's going to start this game because he played 90 against Seville in the week in the Super Cup, so he could get rested. So I could be bringing Colwell off the bench.
Well, playing a 4-4-2.
Playing a 4-4-2, yeah. It's something I'm considering. I mean, it's Friday at 5:30, so it's getting close. I've got to make my mind up. But that's a possibility because if Foden does get any time, it could be just a one-pointer off the bench.
Do you not think, though, in some way we're overthinking this with City's midfielders because they've lost KDB, Bernardo Silva's had sickness bug. They've sold Gundogan. Surely there's a space for Foden. If there was a space for Foden when all those players were there, how is there not space for Foden now, especially when he's Pep's boy?
I think there is space for him. It's just whether he's going to play this week because of the 90 he played, because Alvarez only played less than 10 minutes, or 6 minutes. Bernardo Silva's going to be coming back. Apparently he's going to be fit because it was just an illness. So I've just got a feeling Foden's going to be dropped this week because of the 90 minutes he played.
But Haaland also played 90 minutes and
Haaland didn't do a lot, did he? Let's be honest. He kind of just stood up front.
He had one shot.
He didn't do a lot.
One shot all game.
He didn't do a lot. He ran a little bit, but he didn't really get involved that much, which Haaland doesn't usually do. He normally just waits, and then all of a sudden he scored 2 goals. So I don't think he'll be rotated. I think Alvarez, Grealish, Bernardo could be possible starters this week. I know Grealish played 90 minutes, but he didn't play the first game either. So Foden's had 2 90-minute games, hasn't he?
I agree there's a slight concern with the City midfield because they're playing Newcastle, but I think it's only because they're playing Newcastle. Obviously Newcastle have got their lineup of Joe Linton, Tonali and Bruno Guimaraes. It's a combative midfield, so they're going to need players to either break the lines and start spraying the ball around to get through them, or they're going to have to fight fire with fire. So maybe they do go with a slightly more solid midfield rather than trying to play flair players like your Fodens. But then again, they're going to have to play either Foden or they play Grealish. Again, and Mahrez isn't there as well. Like, Foden was getting into the team with Mahrez there, so we've already spoken about 4 midfielders that Foden was still getting in the team with. So I think personally a lot of FPL creators have been saying it, that Foden's a risk, Foden's a risk, Foden's a risk. If I had Foden, I'd start him. He has to play, surely he has to play. I don't know, me personally, I think it's just a load of gas. I think it's a load of gas by FPL creators that are saying, oh, City's rotation is going to be an issue in a midfield that they're 4 players light. I just can't see it being that much of it. I can understand from a defensive point of view, because you really don't know who's set. Even Ruben Dias isn't set and forget. The only player in the City team that really is set and forget is Rodri, and everything else is built around him.
Pretty much, yeah, because they won't get Calvin Phillips again, will
No. So for me, I think Foden's more likely to start than he's not. But a lot of people are obviously worried about it because it's just Man City.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably what it is. I am just worried that it's Man City, and Pep's screwed me over so many times in the past. I got lucky with the team news last week and I brought Foden in, which was for Buemo.
Oh yeah,
so
hang on, while we're on that subject, Lum, you got the team news early, didn't you?
Well, no, I didn't get it personally. It was common. It was there. It was in the social domain.
But I was busy editing what? Last week's show. So I didn't get to see.
Somebody didn't notice that John Stones was not going to be playing.
Somebody didn't tell me that John Stones wasn't playing.
Somebody doesn't have to manage your team as well.
Absolute snake. Jay, by the way, cheers for editing all that. Did you know John Stones is injured? Quick, make the change. That's all. And
you found out?
That's all it needs to be. I could have fucking had Chilwell. I'd have been like, I'll put Chilwell in then.
No, you said you didn't like Chilwell.
Oh,
I remember in the video before, you said you didn't like Chilwell.
He gets injured lots, that's why.
Yeah, you
He's
didn't
made
like
of
him.
fucking Ryvita.
Well, not anymore apparently.
Oh,
hopefully he doesn't get fucking injured this week.
He got through a game, everyone.
Reece didn't. Ben did.
Oh, speaking of Reece, so apologies need to be made for last week as well, just while we're on this part of the video. Reece was back champion. He was triple crowned. Both of us seemingly forgot. So I blamed Lum again. He was already on snake duty last week. He might as well be fucking blamed this week as well. So Reece is back winner. And also a special shout out for Frankie Fowler, because his feelings were hurt that he was not mentioned in the video, although his team was not in the fucking league when I read it out. So Frankie Fowler is now in the video in the league.
Who?
So exactly.
Craig.
Yes.
Craig.
Apologies, Craig. Do you know why he's called Frankie Fowler?
No.
Because he looks a bit like Frank the Booth.
Frank the Booth was bald?
Yeah, well, he looks a bit more like Lloris now, but that's why. But that's or Jurgen Klopp, especially through COVID. But yeah, it's because he looked like Frank the Booth, one of your heroes.
Oh, he is a hero. He's awesome.
Les Bleus. So yeah, so Lum finished on 68 points. I finished on 77. One interesting part of your team, which I am jealous of this week, is Nicholas Jackson. He looked ready, pretty much, after what I saw against Liverpool. And I think against some of these lesser teams, especially Luton next week, it might be a spoiler for next week's transfer, by the way. I think he's in the bank.
I hope he does, because there's not many people gone for him just yet. So I'm hoping nobody gets on the hype and I can make some points up before everyone does get on the hype, which they undoubtedly will, because he's 7 million, or hopefully he goes up in value quickly so people can't get him.
I mean, you could have like a player like Ollie Watkins that brought in as a placeholder to put in Jackson when Chelsea had their better fixtures.
Yeah. You're calling Ollie Watkins just a placeholder. You're offending Reece again?
I'm sorry, Reece. He is your
Protege.
And Ethan Ampadu.
Did it again, Reece. He's disrespecting you.
That knife in the back, that Lacazette card all over again.
That's the next week's apology.
I'm going to put it here somewhere. The message that Reece sent to Ollie saying, "Up your numbers."
Those are rookie numbers.
Those are rookie numbers. So yeah, so those are our possible transfers. For transfers this week, I think if you've still got Reece James, if you've got John Stones, more than likely, change him over to Chilwell if you can afford it with the 0.1 million. Estepinian still 5.5 million, I believe. You can always switch over to Estepinian, Gabriel, possible, and then a cheap route into the Chelsea defence, which would be Coville and Gusto. Midfield, me personally, I think everybody's getting caught up in the City hype with Foden. If you've got him, I'd keep him. If you don't have him, don't bring him in. Simple as that.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Up front,
Haaland.
against Newcastle, but you do have Salah versus Bournemouth. Now, what happened to us last season, though, when we captained Salah, when they won 9-0?
He didn't get a single return. Did he get like 3 points against him?
Yeah. And then in the following game, Bournemouth dicked him. So, it's up to you. If you don't have Haaland, then clearly you captain Salah. If you have Salah,
You probably have to captain him against Bournemouth.
yeah.
With how good Newcastle looked against Villa. Because I think it will be a tough game for City. They've just played 90 minutes in Greece against Seville. It wasn't an easy game. They had to have water breaks and everything because it was proper up there. So there could be a little bit of fatigue. Haaland could get rested a little bit towards the end of the game. I think he'll start, but he could come off. Whereas I don't see. I know Salah came off against us, Chelsea, this team, because he was doing nothing. Because we completely controlled the game after 30 minutes. But he came off. But I don't think he will against Bournemouth. I think they're just going to. They've got the potential to run riot against Bournemouth. But we'll see.
Yeah, pretty much. If you're a betting man, you'd clearly put the captaincy on Salah. It was a much easier fixture rather than City versus Newcastle. For all the reasons that Lum said, City played midweek. Some players played 90 minutes. Playing the late game on a Saturday, which interestingly has made me question whether or not I want to go with Haaland captain this week. I've moved the armband a few times. It's been on Saka. It's been on Watkins. Currently, it's sitting on Haaland. It's FOMO that's stopping me from fucking changing it, man. I want to change it, but I know that if I do, this will be the week that he bangs free, comes off at 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and then I'm in the shit.
Yeah, that's just the problem. We're going against Haaland because is it 90% ownership, and the vast majority of them will still captain him because if they've got Haaland, they probably haven't got Salah. So he's the go-to guy. Most people will captain him. So it could be genius. We'll see. We'll see. Salah could flop. Again.
Yeah, Haaland could just.
He could flop. Yeah, he could go. He could bang. He could do what Haaland does. He just potters around, makes a few runs, and then before you know it, he scored 2 or 3 goals, and you're like, oh shit.
So what you're saying is.
I'm not saying anything.
What you're saying is captain Ollie Watkins, because that's what I'm thinking. How long have we got till the deadline? We're still alright. We've still got another hour until the deadline. So yeah, so those are our thoughts. That's week 1. Mazza of the week goes to Sean, still for that triple captaining of Kane. Manager of the week goes to Pez. Pez, you absolute gassed bastard. We will see you tomorrow in Blackpool. And yeah, so at the moment I'm sitting 5th. It's where I finished last season as well. Lum's sitting 7th, and we're actually being beaten by.
7th or 10th?
He's 10th. He's 10th.
10th.
He's 10th.
10th.
Oh shit!
It's early. It's game week 1.
It's only game week 1. You've not won the league after 1 game week, Aaron, Ashley, Andrew, all the A's, arseholes.
Make me sign in.
He's not going to be able to get in. It's crashed, everyone.
No,
the app
I
has
mean.
crashed.
I'm 10th.
Oh, you're 10th. So I'm 5th, Lum's 10th. I'm clearly the one that has the most knowledge about FPL after week 1.
1 week.
After 1 week. So stick with Foden, captain Ollie Watkins, and take out John Stones or Tyrone Mings or Reece James, whichever one of them is fucking crocked on you.
If you got all 3, oh.
Yeah. There is actually somebody in a comment that I saw that had all 3. Yeah. Bad times, man. Oh, and Justin Timber. So they fucked it completely.
Wow.
So that's it. That's Friday Night Gas. Short and sweet, because we're out tomorrow where we need to record this and edit it and get it on fucking line ASAP. So as always, happy and humble host Jamie. This is
Lum.
And we have been Friday Night Gas. Catch you later. Peace.